Hey goobers and gooners. Sorry I've been dead for a while. A lot's happened in the year and a half I've been gone. For example, I got to see Carpenter Brute live. Look, that's me cosplaying Jacket from the Funny LARP game. And look, that's me crowdsurfing during Turbo Killer. I'll try to keep this segment short, but if you just want to skip to me bullying Psych2Go for a few minutes, you can go to this part in the video. The main reason I decided to stop uploading is because of some drama that went down on my server a while ago. If you were here for that, you know what I'm talking about, otherwise it's not really important. I also decided to stop doing videos so I could focus on my art. I've got a Newgrounds account and an Instagram where I post my art if you want to see some of it. You can also pay me to draw stuff for you with pretty reasonable rates, but I'm not going to make it into a whole advertising segment. My last video was in November of 2024, and I've still been getting views and stuff during my hiatus, so I want to say thank you to everyone who stuck with me even while I was gone. Can you believe that my most popular video now is the one I made 3 years ago with my shitty headset mic and a laggy Far Cry 6 gameplay in the background? I'm kinda winging it. I don't really have a video planned for today. I'm not sure if I'll be back for good, since it's kinda hard to find stuff I'm particularly passionate about enough to make a whole video on, but I would like to return to the whole YouTube thing. I might do a video on VTubers at some point since I've got a pretty big hate boner for a lot of them. But today, I'm connecting with my roots. We're gonna be looking at Psych2Go again, the classic victim of this channel. You know, last time we checked up on these fellas, the video quality was absolutely abhorrent. Seems like it's gotten a lot better recently. Their old thumbnail artist probably decided to come back. I'd like to rehash some of my grievances with this channel before we get into the real meat of this video. Psych2Go is a channel for ignorant teenagers with victim mindsets. A lot of their videos are very pseudo-scientific and they kinda just say things. What do I mean by that? I mean they've got no sources and the clickbaity video titles don't exactly scream, "We have your best interest in mind." But if you're looking to blame your problems on something other than yourself, they're a great coping mechanism. It kinda just sounds like I'm doing an ad for them now. Are your friends saying you're a manipulative piece of shit? Well, look no further than a simple YouTube search. With just the click of a button, you can gaslight yourself into thinking you're manipulative without realizing it. You know, I really would have loved these videos when I was an edgy tween. I recently remembered playing that one Mario game with all the little robots where Donkey Kong was an antagonist on my DS when I was like 7. Hi, it's 3than Editing here. I don't know why Wikipedia insists on using genuinely the lowest fucking quality image of this game. And there was a level editor where you could share levels with people. I think I had my username on that set as like The Darkness or something. Kinda sounds like a Cyrax album title. So, a recent tactic I'm noticing on the channel is all of these "don't skip this video" type thumbnails. You know, like when people tell you to stop scrolling at the start of an Instagram reel, because that means what they're about to say is so much more important.
I am the good guy on the spaceship.
Psych2Go is kind of like a drug addict in this regard. Just click on this one last video and then we're done, I promise!
Mom, can you give me some money, please? Stop fucking around!
We're gonna be taking a look at their most popular video at the time of me writing the script. The unspoken rules of dating someone with these traits. You know, it's good to see that their old intro is back. It just fills me with nostalgia and yearning for when 10-year-old me self-diagnosed himself with depression, about 6 minutes after hearing that royalty-free guitar for the first time, and then went on to watch Jay from the Cub Scouts play Detroit Become Human on the internet browser on my sister's fucking Wii U.
Rule number 2. Learn how to speak the language of their empathy.
Yeah, see, you can tell their budget's gone down not only because the animation is shit, but because they resorted to using anime GIFs in their transition slides. Yeah, we say GIFs around these parts. I live in the trenches, motherfucker.
Think about the character of Tanjiro from the anime Demon Slayer.
Oh, never mind, it's actually relevant. Oh wait, no it fucking isn't!
His ability to smell emotions isn't just a fantasy power. It's a perfect metaphor for this kind of deep-seated empathy. He can sense the sadness and rage in demons, which makes him a more compassionate and effective slayer.
Yeah, so it's actually not a perfect metaphor because this has nothing to do with what you're fucking talking about. Trauma in the simplest sense is basically just pattern recognition turned up to 1,000. It's not some magical ability that a person just develops, it's more comparable to lines of code. If this, then that.
It's the part of them that says, I survived on my own before and I can do it again. But this shield can also become a lonely cage.
You know, I got no idea how to animate, but I'm pretty alright at art, and this definitely is not how a side profile is supposed to look. You can tell they use the same kind of head shape for the front view and the side view. For the front view it could be better, but it's passable enough. The side view just makes the character look like he's got a massive fucking forehead. Must be to hold all that knowledge that Psych2Go seems to have. You know, with all the 5 fucking people who work on their videos.
If you've watched this far, you're clearly someone who cares deeply.
I don't care at all, man.
Bonus trait number 6. They're angry at themselves for pushing you away.
Oh goody, a bonus trait. That's like when the CIA kidnaps you and takes you to some Pakistani guy's basement, and then when they're done waterboarding you for intel, they give you a bonus gallon.
When they see someone being mistreated, bullied, or taken advantage of, they don't just see a wrong, they feel the echoes of their own powerlessness. This is why they might become a fierce advocate for others, the first to stand up for the underdog. It's their way of...
You know, sometimes I would click off these videos to go do something in a different window for a second, and I'd forget that I was actually supposed to be listening to what the narrator lady was saying, because the subject matter of the video is so fucking boring, and the girl's voice was legitimately putting me to fucking sleep. Remember earlier in the video when I showed all those overdramatic, please watch this type of videos? Well, we're actually going to be talking about them now. The one choice you can't undo, it says. Oh man, what they're implying must be real serious. I hope they're actually talking about suicide, and the video isn't just a series of vague mental health advice like, practice self-care. You know that one guy who debated Charlie Kirk and wore that sweater that said, you are enough? It's kinda like that. Like, I get the sentiment, it's very nice of you, but ultimately you're not fucking doing anything. I might just be unnecessarily cynical, but it's kind of the same thing with all this vague mental health shit people like to post online. Remember in like 2020 or 2021 when the big thing everyone was saying was, remember to drink some water, or remember to stay hydrated. My goodness, how kind of you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even have noticed my body telling me that I needed the most basic nutrient to support life on Earth. You think water's the fucking problem? You think telling people to drink more water is gonna make them stop trying to kill themselves? You know, after 3 years of making fun of this channel, all the videos start to sound kind of samey. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. GPT had a hand in these videos. It doesn't really help that they give out very vague and honestly almost useless advice. Alright, so next up we've got quiz. Are you bottling your emotions? Self-test. See, I feel like this is a lot like what I said a couple of years ago. The whole enabling overdiagnosis thing. It's a lot of, we're not actually telling people to self-diagnose themselves, but you know, we're gonna allow you to interpret that out of our video titles.
Called too sensitive by your family.
You know, I might have to take back a few things I said about Psych2Go, and you know, maybe draw a little bit of fan art, if you catch my drift.
We learn to say, I'm fine, even when we're not.
Now the thing with Psych2Go is their goal is to appeal to as many people as they can. And how are they going to do that? They're going to make very vague statements and are going to say, if this applies to you, it must mean this, when every fucking statement they make applies to you. For our last video of the night, we're going to be looking over 10 things depression makes us do.
According to the World Health Organization, 300 million people of all ages battle with it.
And that's the only source they cite in the entire video. Oh, but you know, maybe in the description they'll have more sources. Oh, what's that? Oh no, it's just a merch link. I'll just summarize every point they've made real quick.
1. Isolating yourself. 2. Being disorganized. 3. Poor hygiene. 4. Struggling with sleep. 5. Catastrophizing every situation. 6. Terrible eating habits. 7. Lack of motivation. 8. Evading your problems. 9. Feeling guilty and feeling self-hatred.
Well, which one fucking is it? You know, I think there was meant to be a comma between those two, but I cannot fucking hear that comma.
And 10. Living in fear.
The deal with all of these things that they're saying is they all apply to everyone all the fucking time, whether or not you have depression. It's a very common thing, a lot of these. I'm sure their intentions are in the right place. You know, actually, maybe not. They are making money off these videos, so it is actually in their best interest to keep you clicking on their shit. Even if that means lying to you. I'm sure a lot of the points that they've made aren't actually lies, but they are very vague, and they apply to basically everyone at certain points. What this is going to do to people who have maybe a slight suspicion that they might be mentally ill is enable their confirmation bias. And with how vague they're being about a lot of these things, it's very easy to look at it and go, oh, I have all of these. I must be fucking mentally ill. Even though oftentimes the actual symptoms of this are a lot more in-depth than what they're summarizing in this video. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to. Please check out my Newgrounds or Instagram or whatever the fuck you have. Hopefully this will be the last time I'm talking about Psych2Go. I'm not really interested in their stuff anymore. I'd like to move on to other topics, but a lot of the videos I do on them seem to do pretty well. I figured it would be a good revival. Okay, bye.